Apple introduced a square camera sensor on the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. I think it was all 17 models. So actually, the sensor up here, the front-facing selfie camera, is actually a square sensor. So it's actually cool. Let me tell you how it works real quick, because Samsung's going to bring this to the S27 Pro and S27 Ultra only, not the base models, just the Pro and the Ultra. So how it works is it's a square sensor up here. So you know how you would have to hold your phone like this to record a vertical video, right? Kind of like Reels on Instagram Reels or a TikTok video, right? You'd have to hold it like this. Or let's say you're recording a YouTube video. You would have to hold, well, you don't have to because you can do a vertical, a YouTube short. But let's say I'm doing long form and it's horizontal like this for YouTube. Well, the advantage of having a square sensor on the front is you can record a horizontal video and or picture but hold it vertical, meaning you can do it vice versa. You can hold your phone sideways and still record in vertical. So that square sensor just crops where whatever form you want to record in or take a picture in, right? So I would eventually, and I think they will eventually, bring this to the rear. Now, I don't know, I'm not a camera guru, so I don't know if a square sensor would necessarily, probably won't work the best on the back, because on the back is your main sensors. It's the real good detail, fine shooting, you know, resolution type of thing. Maybe it messes that up. I have no clue. Again, I'm not a camera guru. Maybe it's not possible, but it's certainly enjoyable. And I look, for the most part, I think people using the front-facing selfie camera, it's probably a phenomenal upgrade. So I think people will like this, and they don't even know it, because I didn't even know it was a feature on the iPhone 17 Pro until I tried it. But it's really cool, because if it's easier for you to hold your phone like this, and you could record a horizontal, you know, that's cool. Or if you just hold it better like this, maybe you have one of those little sticks or whatever that you pop on the back here, but you want to record in vertical. That's cool. So they're bringing that to the to the S27 Pro and S27 Ultra for the front camera. Now, that's not the only feature that they're going to bring, because the front-facing selfie camera is going to get an upgrade itself. So not only are they going to convert it to a square sensor, they're also going to increase the resolution. So this year, the current S26 Ultra got a front-facing selfie sensor up to a Sony sensor. On last year's S25 series and or S25 Ultra, they used their own Samsung sensor. I think it was a 10 megapixel. And then I think this year it's a Sony sensor at a 12 megapixel, I think. And next year it's going to be an upgraded Sony sensor, but it's going to be a 16 megapixel front-facing selfie camera that's going to be a squared sensor. So you are going to get, and now that's confirmed, that's not rumor, that is confirmed. So you are going to get a brand new selfie sensor on the front. And to be honest with you, look, the cameras on the S26 Ultra, they're not going to blow you away, but I do like the camera on the front of the S26 Ultra. In fact, I record a lot of videos with the front camera of the S26 Ultra. I like to record in portrait video mode from the front-facing selfie camera. I really like it. Is it the very best? No, but in my opinion, it's better, not necessarily better than the sensors on the back, because I know you're like, well, wait a second, the back is a 200 megapixel sensor. I get it, but for recording, I like the sensor on the Samsung. And the new one should be even better. So those of y'all that like to record on the Samsung front-facing selfie camera like myself, it's going to get even better. Okay, so it says it was a 12 megapixel sensor on the previous S24, S25, and S26 Ultra. The only difference is Samsung upgraded to a 12 megapixel Sony sensor on the S26 Ultra. Let's see here. What else do we got? The camera's on the back. Yes, the camera's on the back. So here, Let me remove this. I have some details if we want to get into some details. So look at this. So for the rear sensors, there's been new leaks from rock solid sources like Ice Universe that revealed Samsung is planning a massive overhaul of its rear sensors as well for the upcoming Pro and Ultra on the S27 series. So it's going to look like they're going to roll with a unified sensor strategy across both the Pro and the Ultra. So that means the camera setup, the camera sensors, the models, everything camera wise is going to be the exact same on the Pro and the Ultra. Same rear sensors, same front sensor, same megapixel, same model, same everything. It's even going to look the same. The Pro is just going to be a little bit smaller. I think that one's coming in at 6.5 inches. And the Ultra is coming in at, 6.9 inches. So it'll be a carbon copy, which is good, minus an S Pen. It's not going to have an S Pen. It is going to have Privacy Display 2.0, which, again, I haven't used on my phone since I bought it. I think it's a wash. I wish I didn't have it because I want my display to look better, right? So I have not used Privacy Display. Hopefully Samsung will improve the Privacy Display on its second version. Usually they do, but we shall find out. But let's get into the specifics of these sensors. And yes, they're going to change the way it looks as well. It's going to look pixel-esque, where instead of having the sensors across the back here, instead of these sensors down the back, you're going to get this you're going to get this sensor right here. They're going to remove these two, and they're just going to go with 3 sensors on the back. So you're going to get these sensors, and they're going to be rotated at 90 degrees. Excuse me, 45 degrees. No, 90 degrees. 90, 180. Yeah, it'll be 360. So they're just going to rotate it. So they're going to be across the back on the top here. Now that also opens up space for magnets in the back, because if you try and connect something on the back here with magnets, it's a pain in the ass. A lot of, and I'm talking about with a case. If you have a case with a magnet, a lot of the wireless charging accessories don't work with the S26 Ultra because it bangs up against this sensor right here. Now I think this does. No, it doesn't. It doesn't fully connect. It hits up against this sensor. So with Samsung moving these sensors up to the top, now I think they're going to put the magnets in the back of the phone. Now you can fully incorporate wireless accessories. So they're doing that as well. But let's get into the specifics. So here you're getting horizontal camera bar. I just explained that. Magnetic charging space. I just explained that. Streamlined triple camera. I just explained that. Let's see here. Yo, that is small print, and I'm not going to lie to you, I can't even read that. Let me see here. That's even still small, Lord have mercy. So 200, let's try it. So there's going to be a 200 megapixel main sensor. So S27 Pro, S27 Ultra will reportedly share a brand new 200 megapixel sensor. Real optical control is returning for the first time since I think the S9. So variable aperture is going to make a comeback. Apparently Samsung's made a breakthrough in variable aperture technology, and so much that Apple is going to use that variable aperture camera sensor in their upcoming iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max series, and that'll be a Samsung sensor. So apparently they found something with these variable apertures, and they're going to implement that, right? So you're going to have in sensor crop zoom, sort of like what I was just explaining earlier. And you're going to get a new 50 megapixel secondary sensors. The ultra wide and the remaining 5x periscope telephoto camera are both expected to get upgraded 50 megapixel sensors to fully incorporate new focal lengths and better images, better lighting, in these phones. So you're going to get a 200 megapixel sensor or main sensor on the back, and then you're going to get a 50 megapixel telephoto sensor, and then you're going to get a 50 megapixel periscope telephoto sensor on the back, which will be nice. I think most flagship phones have 3 sensors now, and with them having a 4th sensor on there, really doesn't do much anyways. So it's no big deal in my opinion. No big deal. Now, let's jump into, okay, I already explained that. The front-facing selfie camera, 16 megapixel square sensor design.